I watched my sister scrub her daughter's face so hard. The toddler's skin turned bright red. My niece was sobbing, but my sister didn't stop. She just hissed at the 3-year-old to be quiet, because the photos have to be perfect. I looked at my own daughter, sitting quietly in her wheelchair, and I felt a sharp twist of dread in my gut. My sister had made it very clear that our presence at her Influencer of the Year gala was a charity move. She told me to keep my daughter in the back, behind the floral arrangements, so the medical equipment wouldn't ruin the aesthetic of the live stream. I told myself I was doing this for family. But then, I saw the way she looked at my daughter's oxygen tank, like it was a piece of trash left on a designer rug. The tension in the room was thick. Everyone was smiling for the cameras, but the air felt cold. I gripped the handles of the wheelchair, wondering if we should just disappear before things got worse. And then, things got much worse. During the keynote speech, my daughter's monitor gave a small, rhythmic beep. It wasn't loud. It was just a signal. My sister stopped mid-sentence. She didn't just look annoyed. She looked disgusted. She walked off the stage, right past the VIP tables, and stood over us. The microphone was still live. "I told you to keep that thing silent," she snapped. Her voice echoed through the speakers for thousands of viewers to hear. "You're ruining the most important night of my life, because you can't control your own kid's broken body." The room went deathly silent. I felt the blood drain from my face. I started to apologize, my hands shaking as I reached for the mute button. I felt small. I felt humiliated. I felt like a failure. That's when everything changed. My daughter, who usually stays quiet to avoid conflict, reached out and grabbed my sister's expensive silk sleeve. She didn't pull. She just held on. My sister tried to yank her arm away, looking at the audience with a fake, pitying smile. But my daughter didn't let go. She looked up, her eyes clear and calm, and spoke into the lapel mic my sister was still wearing. "Auntie," she whispered. Her voice was amplified like thunder. "Is this why you told Mommy you were going to use the charity money from the foundation to pay off your credit cards, instead of buying the hospital beds?" The silence that followed was heavy. It was the kind of silence that breaks careers. My sister's face went from pale to a sickly shade of grey. The red live light on the main camera started flickering as the producer scrambled to cut the feed. But it was too late. The comments were already screaming. The sponsors in the front row were already standing up. My sister tried to laugh it off, but her hands were trembling so much she dropped her award. It shattered on the floor. I didn't stay to watch the rest. I simply turned the wheelchair around and pushed my daughter toward the exit. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was hiding. I felt tall. When we got to the car, my daughter looked at me and squeezed my hand. "The truth doesn't need a filter, Mom. True beauty is found in the heart, but a lie is always ugly under the lights."